There we go. All right, good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday night here at the BTA Network. Of course, yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, so we had the day off. And probably somewhere around here in the South, a lot of people got an extra day off because of a snowstorm. Seriously. All right. Well, anyway, we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. I'm your host for tonight. I am Oddball Extreme. I'm currently joined on the line by three of my crazy cohorts. First, to my bottom left is our master and creator, Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
What's up, everybody?
To my left, we have our tiny Oreo, Janet. Hello, Janet.
Hola!
And finally, below me is our man from the Bronx, Sajo. Hello, Sajo.
What's up?
So before we start tonight, I want to announce the return of a segment we used to have a lot that hasn't been around in a while because of various issues, and that is our Rant Rockets, because we're going to start tonight off with a couple of them.
Yeah, and the good news is I actually have the effect now.
So let's start it.
All right, one Supernova Rant Rocket coming up. Thank goodness it's only 5 seconds, so here we go.
Take cover!
We're in trouble.
Okay, go ahead.
Yesterday, as everyone knows, Donald Trump returned to the White House. Donald Trump is a fucking idiot. Donald Trump is a moron. And as far as I'm concerned, if he tries to tell me that I can't say this, I'm going to put my middle finger up in his face anyway, just because. So, first off, if you go to the White House website now and look around there, you will find that the Constitution itself is gone from the website. Completely gone. In fact, the page that usually leads to it is showing a 404 error, which means it was purposely taken down. And no redirects have been changed. What was that, Jan?
Asshole.
Yeah, I'm at the website now, and I don't even see anything that leads up to the.
Yeah, and if you look back at the Wayback Machine, 3 days ago, it would have been there. So if that tells you something,
Yeah.
that's huge, because honestly, it really is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Except the second problem I have right now might be just a hair bigger, because it literally reassigns half of the population as something other than what they were.
Mm-hmm.
In yesterday's executive orders streak that he went on, in the order named Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government. And Shirley, you can go to this. It's on the White House website since you are already there.
Okay.
In fact, I'll just link you directly to it in the Zoom chat.
Actually, you don't have to. Just tell me what the story is. I can get there and find out.
It's under issues, and then you look for presidential actions or something like that. Just look for presidential actions is what you want. Right there. It's under news. Presidential actions.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And it's called Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism.
Found it.
Okay. Now, Section 1, we're going to ignore this because it's just a lot of blah, 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 blah bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Section 2, Policies and Definitions. Okay, this is where things get really fucked up. All right. In this definition, definitions D and E are the problem that I have. Female means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the large reproductive cell. Definition E, as in Edward. Male means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the small reproductive cell. So, with one fucking stroke of his fucking pen, he just turned every single person in the country into women. Why do I say that? Sex characteristics do not appear when you are a child, when you are in utero, until roughly 6 weeks old in utero. So if it's at conception, that means nothing's developed yet. And the default gender for any child is female. So, Sajo.
Sajo, you there? Oh, it is wrestling night, so.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it should have
So,
just ended. It's Tuesday. I forgot.
Sajo, I just want to ask you, as one, formerly man to another formerly man, what do you think of this executive action?
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah. So
That's my opinion.
Here's the problem that this causes. That means that every single person in America is now a female legally by definition. That also means that every single person in America is a lesbian by definition.
So does that mean if a guy needs sexual medical help, he has to go to a gynecologist?
I'm betting you
Female
that's
gynecologist?
what I'm thinking. If we go by the letter of the order, that's exactly what it means.
Good grief.
Fuck you, Donald Trump. Nobody's gonna listen to you.
You see what I'm talking about? I alluded to this in our pre-show meeting. But do you see why this is such a big problem?
Yep.
Yeah.
It literally changes every aspect of people's lives.
Even got an even bigger one. Fall with the Constitution. But that's a whole different thing.
And
you want to know another executive order he passed that doesn't have anything to do with gender? He granted release to the 1,600 bastards that assaulted those cops.
And stormed the
Release them
Capitol.
all.
And stormed the Capitol.
Yep.
We released them all.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up because that's just egregious in general. But the two I brought up are egregious in different ways.
Well, I had to express my feelings on how I felt about that.
Oh no, I agree with you. But I felt like I needed to put that out there, and I'm just gonna say 4 words to every single person who ever did not believe that we were going to go into crazy world with Trump in office. Actually, make it 5 words.
You know what?
I fucking told you so.
Trump is on the verge of a nervous fucking mental breakdown.
And we're all going to pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
now,
I just wanted to put those out there as just updates. What I kind of want to do, and I don't want to push anything without Shirley understanding where I'm coming from, is over the next 4 years with Trump in office and possibly Vance in office, You know what would be really fun?
What?
Keeping track of the number of times I fucking go off on the idiot.
Oh God,
So,
we'd be in the 100,000 range if we did that.
Yeah.
so Shirley, do you want to make a notepad document on your computer? And just every time we have a story that involves something stupid from Trump, you just put another tick down.
Yeah, I could do that.
So now we've got two to start the year off.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound, you guys?
I like the idea. In fact, I'll go ahead and start. I'll go ahead and start the Word document right now.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that one tear to be so loud. You see these pieces of paper? It represents Trump and what I'd like to do to him.
But yeah, I just figured I'd get those out there so that, we can say that we're on top of the stories and say, that maybe, just maybe, that we were right the whole time.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. Yesterday I really, really wanted to see my local news because, of course, we've had snow down here in the south. Okay, and I was getting prepared for it, and I was thinking, okay, inauguration's done. You can stop now, go back to local program, get to the local news. Damn, NBC did not go off till 6 o'clock. It's like, damn it, I need to see this because this is a serious situation here with the weather. This is a little more important. But they finally did it after 6, but it's like, I swear to God, if I were to ever become president of the United States, my inauguration would be a plain, simple one. We do it indoors. Nobody has to travel anywhere. Nobody has to spend any money. Be done. Go back to regular programming. Don't make a stupid spectacle out of it.
I'd agree with that.
Because really, because look what happened to William Henry Harrison. He spent more than an hour and a half doing his speech in the cold, and he died just barely a month later from pneumonia.
Yep.
Yeah, because like I said, if it were up to me, I wouldn't care what the weather was. Like, everybody, we're just going to do a simple inauguration, get it out of the way, get it done, and then get to work.
Stay warm, everybody.
Oh, yeah. It's going to drop down.
Amen.
It's going to drop to 17 degrees here tonight. Now, for you guys up north, you're used to this. Unfortunately, down here, we're not.
How about this? Kind of reminds me to a bigger extreme when I went from 90 degrees to a -2 wind chill in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that. But then again, Janet's not exactly safe from being below freezing. She'll be at 29 tonight. So.
And I had to go out and freeze my buns off and go to the mailbox and put the sheet over Jack's jalapeno plants.
Yeah.
It's actually good stitches right now in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make mention. When I logged into my Facebook yesterday, I found out that I had been following, quote unquote, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hadn't. I fucking unfollowed that shit. So if you check your Facebook and you're following him, you're just added to that without your permission.
Well, I think I checked mine, and I don't think I have been. So, let me see. No, I have not. Let me double check here.
There it is.
President Donald J. Trump, add friend. No.
Does it say you're following him?
No. No, it doesn't actually.
Good. I just figured I'd let you guys know to check your Facebooks.
But yeah, I did hear about this. So.
All right. Well, let's get down to other business. I just wanted to touch base with those real quick. Nothing
Okay.
big, nothing
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. The next big thing, of course, was the snowstorm in the deep south. There's even snow in Florida on the Gulf Coast. And I remember, I think someone made a,
Alexa,
someone made.
temperature in Pensacola, Florida.
I'll tell you this.
Right now, in Pensacola, Florida, it's 23 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh,
Tonight,
guess what
expect
the
a low of
temperature is in
16 degrees.
Pensacola right now?
Janet, we just heard it. It's 23.
Brr. I think I'll pass, thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, this is crazy. And for the first time ever in southwestern Louisiana, there was a blizzard warning.
You want to know what the
It's still in
temperature is
effect,
here?
too.
-10.
No. Well, probably with wind chill a lot colder than that, but right now it's 3 degrees.
I believe it. I totally believe it.
Hey, you know what? The people that are in the really, really cold area, if they want fresh ice instead of store-bought ice, just put a big old bowl, just put ice cube trays outside. They'll freeze overnight.
Yeah, that's true. And then somebody.
You know, I
Go ahead.
might actually do that because I do have 2 ice cube trays that need to be filled.
Hey,
Yeah, go for it.
let me know if it works, okay?
Yeah, and then oh crap. I was gonna say something. I forgot. I will tell you something. I was actually at work this morning at 8 o'clock because the road conditions were just fine. And I'm thinking, okay, probably, the snow probably won't get here till 2. Try to get as much as I can done. Snow gets there at 10 a.m. It's like, damn, that's earlier than I thought. And it's coming down. And by the time 2 o'clock rolls around, they're saying, everybody go ahead and go home before the roads get bad. And let me put it this way. Before I had to get in my car, I actually had to wipe the snow off my windshield, off the front, off the back. And it was very, very dry snow.
Make a decent snowball for a snowball fight, huh?
Nope. I mean, the snow was incredibly dry. But you see, what made it so strange is if you look on the maps, there's like a total cutoff. It's almost like the lake effect snows up in Buffalo and such, where it's like you can be like in one side of town, one side of Buffalo, absolutely nothing. Less than a mile away, you're getting blasted by lake effect snow.
What about you, Sajo? What's the snowfall like in your area?
Ooh. All I had is a couple of inches along with the wet snow. Wet snow at first, then it turned into accumulating.
Yeah.
Why is Enzo throwing a tantrum, Shirley?
I don't know. Well, and by the way, for those who don't know, the Weather Channel is the one that names all the winter storms nowadays. This one's named Enzo. If you're a fan of the cartoon reboot, you know who Enzo is. Dot Matrix's little brother.
Who later just changes his name to Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Matrix.
Yeah, when he basically bulks up.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm enjoying Blue Sky.
Me too.
hey, who all has seen all the episodes of Reboot?
I've seen probably the first couple seasons. Not everything.
You should.
Also, Netflix rising prices on the basic and
The standard with the ads. But in my case, that's nothing to worry about. It's only $1. It's only going up $1 to $7.99. That's not bad.
You know what I do when commercials come on like my games, Netflix, or whatever I happen to be watching at the time?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to a game on my arcade phone.
Yeah.
like I
In
stay
case you're wondering,
still paying
Frodo,
$30 on the standard.
Yeah.
That's
in
free.
case,
Yeah.
in case you're wondering, Frodo, I have my mom's old cell phone. They deactivated the SIM card, but I could still download games to it.
That's still
Right.
good. Let's see. But yeah, I mean
Yeah.
this weather has just been absolutely crazy.
Hey, another indication of climate change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mother
but
Nature is doing
yeah, but
its thing.
yeah, but honestly, did anyone have a blizzard warning in Louisiana on their lifetime bingo card?
No.
Yeah, and I've even seen a photo of a couple using skis going down Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Hey, you can't get down there by car, and you freeze your ass off if you walk.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
I have a
this
I have a
reminds
more.
me. This reminds me of a comic that I saw a long time ago. Yeah, the caption is, "It's so cold, you're freezing your ass off," and the guy's pumping gas, and he looks back, and his ass had fallen on the ground.
I have more of a concern than just my butt falling off. I have to worry about another part that you ladies don't, and it has a propensity to say,
I know. It's your the family jewels, so to speak.
yes, but I
Mhm.
was just trying to crack a joke about it so that everyone would laugh. No one laughed. Gosh, makes me
Sorry.
feel,
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I was just trying to have a little fun with you.
I know what it feels like when it's that cold. Your
Yeah.
ball sack runs away.
No. Here's guys' balls. They're like this. They get hit with the cold. They
They
pull
go
in on themselves.
inside. They'll go inside.
Yeah.
If
That's
it's
what I was trying to say. Here they are.
when it gets to -40 here in Iowa, occasionally, and it's very rare, but it did a few years ago. I walked outside and I came right back in. I was outside for maybe what, 10 seconds, honey? Sarah.
Huh?
Remember that day when it was -40 out? Remember I went outside for like 10 seconds or something?
Yeah, you said you felt like a woman afterwards.
Did you hear what she said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I literally said this. I felt like a woman afterwards because of how cold it was.
That's when I couldn't go out because of my foot.
Yeah, she couldn't go out because of her foot, but yeah, it was. If you've never had the experience of 40 degrees below zero, I do not recommend it. Although, Sajo,
Mm.
I think you could handle worse than 40 degrees below zero.
That's a hella brick out there.
Let's ship you down to Antarctica.
That's hella brick.
How's that sound, Sajo? You go to Antarctica and report from there.
Ooh, that's super brick.
You know what your reports would probably consist of? Yes, I'm still in Antarctica. Yes, my balls are still frozen solid. Yes.
You know, the group of people I feel sorry for is the people who can't find a homeless shelter to get out of the weather. That's
Yeah,
the group I
in
feel sorry for.
some states it's actually illegal to be homeless now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, some people can't help it, Frodo.
I know. Are you having fun, Maddie?
What is Maddie doing?
Get budding.
What's Maddie up to now? I'm kidding.
Oh, a kitty cat zooming, huh?
Yeah, he's just going zoom zoom zoom.
Oh, geez. Sometimes I'll out in the backyard doing stuff out in the backyard, and Princess will get a case of the zoomies, and she'll zoom towards me and slow down and then jump. Just
Yeah.
about knocks me over.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, I will tell you this. About, let's see, a week ago, give or take, I had posted a story where a local TV station in Terre Haute, Indiana, has lost a couple of people. In fact, they've eliminated the meteorologist in that station and replaced it with the Weather Channel segment. Now, I thought that was the only one, but it turns out there are 22 stations in this situation. One of them is mine.
My sister station?
No, not WSFA, thankfully. That's under Gray Media.
Okay, good. Gray is safe.
Yeah,
Who
Gray.
is?
It's the Allen Media Group. They're the ones doing this.
Alan?
Yeah,
Hold on.
like we're talking Byron Allen.
Oh, frack.
Okay, so this is the story. This is from 1819 News, and yes, that's the year Alabama became a state. So here's what happened.
I think Mary just unplugged my
All right, this is called.
phone. I think Mary unplugged the thing.
All right, this is called hubbing. This innocent-sounding term means that weather information will come from a central hub elsewhere rather than from local forecasters. Hubbing is hitting a major local station in Alabama and 20 other stations all over the nation. Viewers of WAAY-TV in Huntsville will no longer get their weather from a local source. It will come from Atlanta from the Weather Channel. Allen Media Group owns the Weather Channel, WAAY, and 38 TV stations nationally. They have decided to cut local meteorologists in 22 of those stations. Allen Media also owns WCOV TV here in Montgomery, which has already cut its meteorologist. Now, the good
I wonder
news.
if it's hitting Arizona. Wonder if it's hitting Arizona.
Janet, I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay.
Now, before I go on, I will say this: the meteorologists in WCOV, they're actually from, I think it's WSFA or WAKA, so really, that's no loss. So, in addition to local newscasts being based on Atlanta gathered information, the Atlanta-based weather personalities cannot go out to towns in local viewing areas and do programs for schools, civic clubs, and other groups. Now, does that sound stupid?
That's stupid. So what other stations lost it?
Okay. All right, here's the list. WTVA, Tupelo, Mississippi. KIMT, Rochester, Minnesota. Mason City, Iowa. KEZI, Eugene, Oregon. KDRV, KDKF, Medford, Oregon. KHSL, KNVN, Chico, Redding, California. WTHI, Terre Haute, Indiana. WLFI, West Lafayette, Indiana. WFFT, Fort Wayne, Indiana. The aforementioned WAAY in Huntsville. WEVV in Evansville, Indiana. KADN, Lafayette, Louisiana. KITV, KIKU, Honolulu, Hawaii. WAOW, Wausau, Wisconsin. WQOW, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. WKOW, Madison, Wisconsin. WXOW, La Crosse, Wisconsin. WSIL, Carterville, Indiana. Here you go, Janet. KVOA, Tucson.
Okay, so it's not affecting our local Phoenix.
No, as long as if it's not owned by Allen Media, it's safe.
I think ours are owned by Gannett Broadcasting. Something like that.
Yeah. Let's see. WREX, Rockford, Illinois. KWWL, Waterloo, Iowa. And finally, WJRT, Flint, Michigan. Of course, WCOV was already mentioned. But now here's what some of these people have said. Amber Kulik of WAAY-TV in Huntsville posted the explanation of the Alabama situation. Here's what she said. This is in her words. Let's address the elephant in the room. By now, most of you have probably seen the chatter about Allen Media letting local meteorologists go. Well, I am one that will be affected by this. For now, I am still at the station, but I am looking for my next career opportunity. I never imagined I would finally work in Huntsville only to have my time cut short. Let me say this, I know my management team has done everything they can to make this better, but this is at a corporate level, so please don't badmouth WAAY on this post. And I agree with that. I'll land on my feet. I always do. If you know of anything in the Huntsville area that would be a great fit for a degreed meteorologist, let me know. To my friends and family here in North Alabama, I love you and I'm so thankful for your support in this journey. I'll still give you updates on this page and all my social media no matter what I end up doing. I love you all.
Well, you want to know something that meteorologist there?
Mm-hmm.
She could take her knowledge of weather and probably
Start a
find
YouTube
somebody who
channel?
could hire her. May I finish?
Yeah.
Hire her to go to schools
Mm-hmm.
without having to worry about the doggone powers that be.
Yeah, well, listen to this one. Emily Pike of WMTW-TV in Portland, Maine, is fighting back. She posted this how-to explanation for citizens who want to oppose the local cutbacks. So, if you rely, this is what she said, this is in her words. If you rely on the news for weather updates, please take note. Allen Media Group, AMG, is laying off most, if not all, local meteorologists across the country. This means local meteorologists are being replaced, which could pose serious risks, especially during severe weather events. The Weather Channel is becoming.
I agree.
The Weather Channel is becoming a centralized hub, and AMG's approach may set a trend for other companies. This is happening now and will continue through March when they take over. To check if your local station is owned by AMG, search for its call letters. If it is, make sure you have alternative ways to receive weather updates and alerts. If you depend on your trusted local meteorologist for severe weather coverage, they may no longer be there if it's an AMG-owned station. Here's how you can contact the FCC about Allen Media Group's mismanagement of their stations, which has compromised the station's public service obligations through actions such as staff reductions and diminished important local news and weather coverage. You too can file a complaint with the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC. The FCC oversees broadcast licenses to ensure they operate in the public interest. Federal Communications Commission. Steps to file a complaint. 1. Prepare your complaint. Station details. Include the station's call sign and its community of license. Specific concerns. Describe the actions taken by Allen Media Group that you believe undermine the station's service to the community, such as firing key staff or reducing local news content. For example, Allen Media's private equity scheme is trying to rob Peter profits from the channel to pay Paul, taking the money to pay their other debts at their other businesses, which is essentially stealing local advertising dollars to send them to LA, carelessly ripping the heart out of the station's community-operated local news station and longest-running 34-year anchor. Number 2, submit your complaint. Online, the FCC's Consumer Complaint Center allows you to file complaints electronically. By phone, call the FCC at 188-CALL-FCC or 188-225-5322. By mail, you can send your complaint to the FCC Consumer and Government Affairs Bureau, 45 L Street Northeast, Washington, D.C., 20554. Additional considerations. Community engagement. Encourage other concerned community members to file complaints, as a collective effort can have a greater impact. Let's see. By submitting a detailed complaint, you can prompt the FCC to investigate whether the local station is meeting obligations to serve the public interest. Now, some new leadership at the FCC is expected in the Trump administration. Sorry, that's mentioned. Other local TV stations owned by conglomerates could follow suit and hub their weather staffs. It will be more difficult for the other syndicates to do hubbing because they do not own the Weather Channel. They will need a central source for weather information. So, as long as you can see Sinclair, anyone in Sinclair, they're safe. Gray Media, they're safe.
That is bullshit.
I know.
Well, don't get me wrong, the Weather Channel does a good job, but they are national.
Yeah.
They are all over the map. They
Right.
are national.
Right.
What good does that do for a local damned weather?
Let
you
me
know?
ask you a counter question. A
What?
similar but counter question. What good would a national weather report have done us back in 2014 or 2020, sorry, when we had the derecho go through?
Mm-hmm.
What good would a freaking national weather service have done us?
Uh, I think, I think is that they could see farther out than a local station, I would imagine. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or how about the floods of 2008?
Yeah.
How would a national coverage have helped us here in Iowa during the floods of 2008?
Uh-huh. Or the big
I
tornado
don't
outbreak.
think it could have as easily. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it could have as easily.
Yeah.
Or the big tornado outbreak last year? Exactly, another
Yeah.
example.
And in 20
You
and in
know,
2011.
yep.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I'm looking at this from the perspective of someone who lives in a very active weather area. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I see a lot of problems with it. I see a lot of problems with getting rid of local meteorologists.
Yeah.
And it's not just the fact that there's a lot of fucking jobs being lost. It's also the fact that these people know the areas where they're stationed. So
Exactly.
like in KWWL, as an example,
Mm-hmm.
Mark Schnackenberg, the chief meteorologist there, has been there since 1995.
That's
He
30 years then.
graduated he graduated from college and went right into broadcast meteorology. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's someone who knows this area very well.
Right. I agree with that.
Okay,
Because it's like down here at WSFA, Josh Johnson, like, he knows every single road in central and south Alabama by heart. Up in the north part of the state, James Spann, he knows where every road is in that part of the state.
yeah, it just sickens me because it's like, why? Why are you doing this? You're A, reducing the workforce, B, removing skilled workers
Mm-hmm.
who are essential for this country,
Mm-hmm.
and C, you're basically making it so that if there's a weather disaster, there's no one to be able to um there's no one going to be able to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, here's something else. James Spann, he has a podcast of his own called Weather Brains, and he did one. I think it was tonight. I think, yeah, it was today. Um. Anyway, he's been doing TV weathercasts for 47 years, since June 1970 at WCFT TV in Tuscaloosa. So weird, yeah, 47 years. During his career, Mr. Suspenders has seen seismic changes in weather broadcasting and its business model. The well-known meteorologist for Birmingham's ABC 3340 says a major shift is underway. Spann commented on recent local meteorologist layoffs, actually last night, on his weekly podcast, Weather Brains. It was the 992nd episode of the podcast, which Spann has been doing for 19 years. The days of linear TV are over, Spann said. People watch Netflix, YouTube TV, and other apps. The audience for local broadcast news and weather is tiny, and those viewers tend to be in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. In fact, people watching my podcast do so on YouTube, he added. Spann used the term wake-up call to describe last week's announcement that Allen Media Group is eliminating local TV meteorologists. AMG owns stations in 22 markets across the country and announced that it is eliminating local weather personalities. Spann is not one of the meteorologists affected by the cut. He works for Sinclair Broadcasting, a different corporate owner. The change is called hubbing. This innocent-sounding term means that weather information will come from a central hub elsewhere rather than from local forecasters. Well, I'm not going to read some of this. I'm not going to read again. because it's the same thing. But Frodo, this goes back to what you just said. How would Atlanta-based weather staff covering 20-plus markets track and warn about tornadoes? On Span's podcast, meteorologist Jen Naramore of Tornado Talk, a weather radio network, raised a practical question. How will the Atlanta weather personalities know how to pronounce the names of the local places in dozens of towns in distant states? Can you imagine an Atlanta broadcaster trying to pronounce Sylacauga? Tornadoes seem to go through there often. Sylacauga.
There's also another point I'm gonna make right now.
Okay.
And this is not a diss on him, but like Ryan Hall has even had problems naming cities. In Iowa specifically that I can recall, he's called the town of Oskaloosa.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm like, what? It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, as someone who is very weather aware, this feels like a major backward step. And it feels to me like this is going to cause more problems than it'll solve. Sure, only having to pay a small handful of meteorologists to do national weather might sound like a good idea, Mr. Allen, but you're not looking at the big picture, sir. You're looking at the money and not at what could happen.
Right.
You never know what the weather's going to do. You never know if there's going to be a fucking tornado to drop on Janet's head as a hypothetical. You know, you can't predict the weather easily without knowing something about the trends that caused that to happen.
Yeah, because let's look at this, this snowstorm situation down here. Josh Johnson, I've loved that guy for years. Okay, he has, he kept updating every few hours on his Facebook, on his YouTube, saying, this could keep changing and changing even through the event. And he was right, because I was thinking, first of all, it was going to snow about 2 o'clock, so I'd probably get everything done, no problem. No. Turns out snow started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we basically had to leave at 2. So, and I will tell you right now, the road conditions were already beginning to get bad. It usually would take me about 15 minutes to get home. It took me over 30, but I drove slow. I don't like to drive fast in these kind of weather conditions. But one thing that made it hard, I could not see where the lane divider was. I couldn't see where the yellow line was. That was a little difficult, but thank goodness there was not a lot of traffic.
Yeah. But yeah, my view on this is straight up, this is a bad play. This is stupid. And anyone who thinks that this is good could go to hell.
I'm sorry, but as much as I love Jim Cantori, I want to keep him in the national level. I want Josh Johnson in my local level.
I have to agree with you. Jim Cantori is amazing, but he can't know the locals.
Exactly.
Janet.
Eartha Janet, wake up, please.
Why, goodness, waiting for somebody to talk. I have nothing to interject to the conversation.
I mentioned you just a few minutes ago. You could have said anything right then. Because
What?
I said, who else would be able to do anything about a tornado dropping on Janet's head than someone local?
Surely, I could go into her closet if I was close enough. You, I'm sure, have a safe place, Frodo. So
I'm talking where you are right now.
Let's see. Let's see, Janet. You got Corey. Oh, is Corey still there at Channel 10?
I think he went to another station. I won't swear to it. I don't watch Channel 10. My watches
Okay.
are 5 and 15.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you something that kind of shocked the heck out of me a couple weeks ago. Mom's got Fox News on in her room, and then I look. They're covering the weather. I look at the faces like, wait a second, isn't that Mike Seidel? I thought he was with the Weather Channel. I just looked this up. He was basically fired in 2024.
Did they ever find out why he was fired?
It was part of a series of layoffs. You know, like what ESPN had, like what ESPN had done with several of their people. So
I think it's just a crock of bullshit.
yeah,
Crazy, isn't it?
yeah, but I thought I was going crazy when I saw Mike Seidel on wait, what's he doing on Fox News? Then I looked it up.
I'm sorry I dozed off, Frodo.
That's right. But anyway,
You're good. I was just teasing you.
yeah, but anyway, a friend of mine that I met at DragonCon about a decade ago, we still communicate regularly. She said, I haven't watched the Weather Channel since they fired Mike Seidel. It's like, wait a second. Now I know I wasn't going crazy. I thought it was when I saw him on Fox News. And it turns out, no, he was laid off by the Weather Channel in
You know what?
last year.
I'll quit watching my shows on the Weather Channel if they ever get rid of Jim Cantori. I like him.
Yeah. Well, now, if he gets to a point of retirement, that's fine.
No, but I'm talking about like they did the Seidel.
Yeah. Because it's like, Mike Seidel was always good doing those tailgate parties every Sunday. That was always fun.
Yeah. Oh, there was a place if we could safely drive to it, and there's a Karchner Caverns. Go down into the cave during the tornado.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd easily be safe there because you'd be basically underground. So.
Uh-huh. How's that, Frodo?
Hey, it's all good. I was just teasing you about being asleep when I mentioned you. That's all it was.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't know if we could beat the tornado because Karchner Caverns is halfway between here and Tucson.
Hmm.
Yeesh.
But yeah, that just surprised the hell out of me about Mike Seidel getting axed.
Oh,
If he
we
was
gotta
good at his
cover-
job,
Mhm.
it's bad that they axed him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Frodo.
we gotta cover one more big thing.
What's that?
I don't know if you guys covered it last week or not,
Mm-hmm.
but the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal.
Oh, we hadn't talked about that at all.
Too bad
So-
Mike isn't here. He could cover it.
Well, I can do some stuff too. From what I've seen of the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, it looks amazing. Have you seen it, Shirley?
No, I have not.
Looks what?
Nintendo
It
Switch
looks what?
2. Amazing. He said it's amazing. Okay.
Look it up. And if you can play it, that'd be cool. But here's the
Do
thing.
you have to buy special games for Nintendo Switch 2? Or can you cross-play the games from the original Nintendo Switch on Switch 2?
Most games will be compatible with Switch. Will be compatible Switch 1 to Switch 2.
Okay.
The only exceptions will be stuff like Ring Fit Adventures that require you to put the Joy-Cons in a product.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the reason for that is the new Joy-Cons are designed way differently.
What are Joy-Cons?
Those little
The
things.
controllers.
The little controllers.
Kind of like
So-
this.
So you know how
Would that be considered a Joy-Con, Frodo?
it's just a controller, but that is a Nintendo controller from what I could tell.
Okay.
Anyway, What is interesting is the Joy-Cons now for the Switch 2 are going to be snap-in magnetically held
Mm-hmm.
into the console.
Uh-huh.
The controllers for the Switch 1, as Shirley would know,
Mm-hmm.
are sliding on rails.
Ah.
So that's one of the biggest changes. It's bigger. It's going to have a brand new CPU in it that will give it PS4 Pro level graphics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned earlier, the entire most of the Nintendo Switch 1 library
Mm-hmm.
is going to be compatible.
Oh, if you want more information, there will be a Nintendo Direct about Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd.
Yes.
Even Mario games might be eligible for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think you're eligible for it.
Well, I'm waiting for the handheld version, so it could be a lower price.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got time for one more story. And I already used the Supernova Rant Rocket. I'm not going to use it again. But how would you feel if this happened? Greyhound bus leaves passengers stranded for not over 9 hours in the cold.
Yeesh.
Now, this was published back on Saturday. So here's what happened. This is out of Roanoke, Virginia. Passengers on a Greyhound bus say their scheduled trip turned into a travel nightmare. Around 20 people were stranded at Greyhound's bus stop in Roanoke for more than 9 hours Friday night. According to Greyhound bus tracking, bus number 86974 began its route in Union Station just before 6 a.m. and arrived in Roanoke around noon. According to passengers, the driver left the bus at the Salem Avenue Southwest Terminal and said the next driver would be there in about 15 minutes to take them to their next stop on their way to Nashville, Tennessee. But the new driver never showed up. We've been here for extremely long. I'm trying to get back home. I'm trying to take my little brother to Dallas. I already called in a couple times and they didn't answer. Rontavian, a passenger on the bus, said. The passenger said the bus was left with the door open and with no power without the keys. I can barely feel my fingers. It's cold, man. It's real life cold, Rontavian said. There are no keys to the bus and we can't even close the door. I'm not a bus operator. Passengers said they made multiple attempts to call Greyhound to speak to staff at the Roanoke bus stop building before it closed, but weren't given any answers and were simply told to wait for the next bus. Oh boy. There are kids on here. It's cold. It's 35 degrees here in Roanoke right now, and they've got us sitting here, Chance Scott, another one of the stranded passengers, said. The passenger said Greyhound did not offer to pay for their hotel stays in Roanoke or provide any additional support. I was supposed to be in Knoxville, Tennessee at 6:35 p.m. It is 3.5 hours past that, and I'm still not there. This is ridiculous. It's cold, and we're all out here shivering. I don't even know what to say to Greyhound, Scott said. Greyhound representatives did not immediately respond to a request for comment regarding the situation, and the website reported continued delays Saturday from Roanoke to Nashville regarding that route.
One word. Can you say lawsuit?
I have a feeling it's going to be a lawsuit, and that's probably why I will never, ever take a bus.
Oh, come on. Let's get you coming up to Iowa.
I'll drive myself.
Oh, come on.
No, man, I can drive my car.
I know. I'm teasing you.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm gonna bounce out. You guys finish it off.
Okay.
All right, take care, Frodo. Stay warm.
Yeah. But seriously, there is no excuse for being left 9 hours on a bus. It's like some of the times when you've had passengers stuck on a plane for a long time, right?
At least they try to keep the air running.
Uh-huh. But I am not gonna lie. I mean, it's this is nuts. You know? And I'll tell you this: there used to be a Greyhound station on like West South Boulevard. It closed up because it's closed down because now we have the bus station over at near the Performing Arts Center or close to the Biscuit Stadium anyway. So, but with that kind of situation, like I am never gonna ride a bus anywhere. I will drive. I'll drive or I'll fly. But yeah. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go and wrap it up because I am actually getting uber sleepy.
You will let me know in the morning whether or not they got in touch with you.
Yeah, because here's the situation. I don't know if I'm gonna go to work, but the problem is the road conditions. The Montgomery Police Department has already said that most of the city streets are considered impassable. So, I may be waiting for I could be getting an official email from my job. So we'll just have to wait and see. If I have to go in, I'll just have to drive very, very slowly and not do anything stupid.
Yeah, we have been dealing with all of that snow.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway, basically our plan is on Friday we will be doing Among Us.
Good.
And I like the intro, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And yes, I got a brand new intro. Let's just say I just adjusted that one we had used for the Susathon, and I've made it into our regular opening. So I'm happy about that. All right, so but that's all we're gonna do for the rest of the week, and I will be doing Yu-Gi-Oh dueling. No, is it Duel Links or Master? I think it's Duel Links. I can't remember. My brain ain't working. Yeah, it's gonna be Duel Links. That's not till next week though. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to play the 15-second ending. So bear with me, growl. Alright, so with that in mind, I am going to say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everyone have a great night, sleep well, stay safe, stay warm. Seriously.
Yeah.
And we will see you on Friday for Among Us. So, peace.
Good night, everybody. Follow us on Blue Sky's web.
Yep.
Blue Sky and Facebook.
Yep. Alright. Later.